I didn't bring my dang tripod, but I wanted to make a little short video and show you all the raised bed I made down here by the pond. So anyway, this is just 2 pieces of corrugated tin and some old sheet metal screws, and I made it into a circle. And then I probably took, I had cut a couple of trees down, and so a bunch of them smaller limbs I cut up and I threw it in the bottom of that thing just to get some of the volume up. And then I actually took 3 loads of dirt out of my garden that had last year's Monterey mushroom compost in it, and then that was the beginning of it. And I transferred, I don't even know how many plants are in here. Good Lord, there's a few, but they're pretty tight. They're bunched in there together. And then back up a little bit. Those are 4 kind of sapling pine trees, or whatever trees I cut down whenever I was clearing a little bit of property so I get more sunlight on my greenhouse. And so I dug a 2-foot hole in the ground, pop in post in, and then go around it with garden hose, and that's what I use to support my tomatoes. This way I'm not buying a bunch of cages and waste not, want not. And then there's I bought that owl several years ago, and he's done me good. He kept all the dang birds away. I ain't lost a single tomato to a bird yet. So I recommend getting you one of them. And there's Oliver. He's raising hell today. He just ate, so he's full of poop. And he's giving KK a hard time. And then I didn't grow anything in the. I was going to grow some hydroponics in this boat, but then the water stagnated in it the first time I tried to do it, and it just seemed like it was more trouble than it was worth this year. So now I'm thinking I might patch it up and use it. It ain't got that many holes in it, except the ones I put in it. And then Kinsley had such a good time catching fish last time she was here. I want to take her out in the middle of the water. So anyway, that's the raised bed. And so I got $0 in it. All I really got in it's my time. But it's producing fruit. And then I went and put a whole, a couple of loads of fresh compost stuff in there. And then I got some hay in there, because that hay kind of helps to keep the splash down. Now these aren't getting a lot of size on them, but I noticed that, hell, this might be the variety too. I don't even know what I put in here. I think there's some beefsteaks. There's probably quite a few different varieties, but I kind of messed up a little bit when I was doing my seedlings back in December and January. I didn't really label them all that well, and then I got mixed up with them, so it's kind of potluck on some of them. I don't know what I got where, so that's a big old mess. And that's, that plant right there is 5 foot tall right now. So I got a little pruning to do. There's a sucker right there. You can take them off, but better to cut them off, that way you're not damaging your plants. I had to sit down and go through each one and actually do it correctly. But it's not that hard to do once you key in on how to do it correctly. It's not that hard to do. And then, boy, it sure seems to make a big difference on how much fruit it produces, Last year I didn't prune any, and I had determinants and indeterminants. And I got a whole bunch of hairy plants that didn't produce much fruit. And this year I'm pruning heavy and often, and watering consistently. And now when I water down here, I got to come down and bring my little generator and hook it up to, I got a little 3/4 inch sump pump. I got to hook that up. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you know, these are doing pretty good on pond water. You know, I didn't know whether the algae would have a negative effect on it, but hell, it's all rainwater, so you know, it ought to be good for it. Look at that yo-yo. Come here, Ollie. He's gonna get his ass all wet and then want to come in the house. Come on. Hey, come on, boy. Let's go. And anyway, that's it. Y'all enjoy. Bye.